When the president declared the Big Four agenda, his commitment was actually to affordable healthcare. So really giving a thorough understanding of what is the current status, and then kind of doing a scoping view around the world to understand what has the journey look like for those who we think are ahead of us. So we are at a point now where we have over 1 million indigent households with a full NHIF subsidy covered by government. This is the envy of very many of our neighbors. When we launched the Universal Health Coverage pilot program in Kisumu, 2018 December, I remember, about a month later, I did a couple of field trips just to see how the pilot was going on. And I went to a particular hospital in Kisumu, and I remember the nurse telling me, just recounting to me how the particular launch day went. I was in the field, in the stadium where the president was launching. I was not in the hospital, but the nurse was there, and she said to me, patients were in tears because there were patients who had been detained. They could not afford to pay their hospital bills. And, with this one pronouncement, your life changes. That has for sure stuck with me.
In 2021, and this is as PASU, we led the GPE replenishment campaign, and we were co-hosting it with the UK. And we raised over $4 billion for education globally. So another work stream of mine has been on taking stock and consolidating the gains of digital learning in Kenya, and essentially developing a blueprint of where do we go from here? How do we leapfrog? How do we ensure that the gains are not lost? That all the investments made, especially on the digital devices, the infrastructure, the content, that it actually translates to children learning. So specifically on the adolescent work, it was essentially working with the State Department of Gender. Even before that was the whole Generation Equality Forum that the president has been leading on, and coming up with the key 12 commitments to end GBV in Kenya. So one of the commitments was actually to, more data, right? To get data and critical data. So the adolescent work also fit really well into that. We're doing an analytical study on the situation of girls in the country, especially with COVID, and how it impacted their lives. The study was one of the first globally to look exclusively at adolescents and the impact COVID was having on their lives. The study data has been used globally in studies, in research. I mean, it's been referenced to quite vastly. And here in Kenya, it has also led to now a new adolescent directorate being formed. The data from that is feeding into that. But beyond that, it has also informed wider strategies. I know the Gates Foundation strategy now has a big adolescent component, which has been good to see.
And the Generation Unlimited have had work with organizations like the Y Act at AMREF, where we were doing an advocacy on teenage pregnancy. And we have a clear work stream on removing barriers and bottlenecks. And one of the young people that came for our youth engagement sessions, we challenged them to be ambassadors and to address those issues. She went out and created her own organization in Marsabit to talk about FGM, to talk about peace, and to talk about menstrual health.